Angels and A'ja Wilson, the WNBA's growing controversy with Caitlin Clark. In a growing divide within the WNBA, players like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson are being scrutinized not just for their performance on the court, but for their off-court behavior, leading to a clash that some believe could impact the league's success. The narrative has shifted from sports to something far more divisive involving race, entitlement, and even questions of personality, as Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson find themselves in the middle of heated debates. Angel Reese's controversial persona, Angel Reese, a rising star fresh out of college, has captured attention not only for her basketball skill, but also for her controversial off-court persona. Recently, Reese found herself in the spotlight after discussing her personal finances on her podcast, revealing she struggles to afford her $8,000 monthly rent, despite earning around $74,000 a year from the WNBA. While this might seem like a relatable problem for some, Reese's comments came off as tone-deaf and entitled, sparking backlash. Her perceived first-world problems have led many to question her likability, with critics pointing out that she seems disconnected from the average person's reality. Many WNBA fans feel that Reese's tendency to flaunt her wealth, especially while many players earn significantly less, makes her unrelatable and unlikable. Some have even speculated that her flashy lifestyle and outspoken attitude could be hurting the league's image. A'ja Wilson and the race debate. Similarly, A'ja Wilson, another top player in the WNBA, has faced criticism for her outspoken views on race and privilege. Wilson has been accused of bringing divisive rhetoric into the league, with some suggesting that her comments about white privilege and race relations in America alienate fans rather than unite. Wilson's friendship with controversial figures like Dolores, who has been known to harass people online, only fuels the negative sentiment. The WNBA has always prided itself on being a league of strong women, but this internal discord among players, especially those who are the face of the league, threatens to undermine its progress. While Wilson's talent on the court is undeniable, her attitude off the court has many wondering if she, too, is hurting the WNBA's image. Caitlin Clark, the likable hero on the other side of the controversy, stands Caitlin Clark, a rising star whom many believe represents a breath of fresh air for the WNBA. In contrast to Reese and Wilson, Clark is perceived as humble, hardworking, and relatable, qualities that resonate with fans. Her on-court achievements and off-court demeanor have earned her a growing fan base, and many believe that she could be the key to the WNBA's future success. Clark's rise has coincided with a resurgence of interest in women's basketball. Many fans feel that she embodies the spirit of the game without the divisive politics and drama. The Wall Street Journal, for example, recently highlighted Clark as a shining example of what the WNBA could become if it focuses on likable, talented players who don't bring negative attention to the league. The impact on the WNBA's future. The growing divide between players like Reese and Wilson, who are often viewed as divisive and unlikable, and Clark, who is seen as a positive role model, raises important questions about the future of the WNBA. Can the league continue to grow if its top players are seen as entitled and out of touch? Will fans continue to support a league that seems more focused on off-court drama than on the sport itself? Critics argue that the WNBA's biggest problem isn't Caitlin Clark or any one player. It's the narrative that players like Reese and Wilson are creating. Their divisive personalities and controversial statements risk alienating fans, sponsors, and the media, all of whom are crucial to the league's long-term success. For the WNBA to thrive, it needs to embrace players like Clark, who can bring people together rather than tear them apart. While Reese and Wilson may be talented, their off-court personas are becoming a liability. In a time when women's basketball is finally starting to gain the attention it deserves, the league cannot afford to let the behavior of few players derail its progress. In the end, the WNBA must decide what kind of league it wants to be. Will it continue to be a battleground for divisive social issues, or will it focus on the sport and the players who make it great? The answer to this question will determine whether the WNBA can rise to new heights, or whether it will be dragged down by the very players who claim to want to lift it up.